instant hit in the United States. It was seen as a suspect garment favored by licentious Mediterranean types. In 1957, Modern Girl magazine said it was hardly necessary to waste words on the so-called bikini because no girl with tact or decency would ever wear such a thing. And one writer described the bikini as a two-piece bathing suit that revealed everything about a girl except for her mother's maiden name. Soon, no one was afraid to wear one, and in 1965, a woman told Time magazine that it was almost square not to. Last year alone, annual spending on the bikini totaled $8 billion. The popularity of the bikini has been attributed to the power of women, not the power of fashion. And a New York Times reporter called the bikini the millennial equivalent of the power suit. So I'd like to take a couple minutes to examine this so-called power that wearing the bikini brings. Brain scans revealed that when men are shown pictures of scantily clad women, the region of the brain associated with tools such as screwdrivers and hammers lit up. Some men showed zero brain activity in the medial prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that lights up when one ponders another person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Researchers found this shocking because they almost never see this part of the brain shut down in this way. And a Princeton professor said, it's as if they're reacting to these women as if they are not fully human. It's consistent with the idea that they are responding to these photographs as if they were responding to objects, not people. In a separate Princeton study, when men viewed images of women in bikinis, they often associated with first-person action verbs, such as I push, I grab, I handle. But when they saw images of women dressed modestly, they associated them with third-person action verbs, such as she pushes, she grabs. Analysts at the National Geographic concluded that bikinis really do inspire men to see women as objects, as something to be used, rather than someone to connect with. So, it seems that wearing a bikini does give a woman power, the power to shut down a man's ability to see her as a person, but rather as an object. This is surely not the kind of power that women were searching for, the power to be treated as an equal, to be seen as in control, and to be taken seriously.
Men don't draw lines around their biceps to make their muscles stand out more. Nor do they powder their jawline for that Superman effect.
Yet women spend no expense and spend a lot of time beautifying themselves in order to manipulate men. Women's vanity is a flaw, yet it's encouraged on a huge scale.
Accept nothing less than perfection. You're worth it.
I can feel the moisture. I love it. You're worth it.
Lashes feel stronger and look up to 60% longer.
And if you tell women it's scientific, they'll pay extra.
With expansil molecules, nanosomes of pro-retinol A, L'Oreal's innovation Dermalastil,
Has an amino peptide complex.
concentrated Boswellox.
Women believe it all and spend accordingly.
The whole of a woman's existence seems wrapped up in this vanity, deception, and manipulation. A typical growing boy will spend a lot of time learning how to kick a ball straight, how to shoot an alien on his video game, or how to keep a car racing on the track. What's a typical girl doing? She's reading books about relationships, interacting with her dolls, figuring out how to put on makeup, and learning how to smile sweetly to get her way.
Carla says being pretty can be like a decision that you make. You just sort of hold your face really still, and then you open your eyes a little wider, like this. And then you just kind of go blank.
Girls wear perfume and makeup from a young age. They learn how to smile sweetly at boys and use different methods to get their way.
Chris?
Yes?
Maria?
Yes.
I was wondering
Yes?
if maybe you can help me make a cake?
Yes.
She may not know how to work an oven, but she knows how to work me.
And we're not even talking about prostitution. We're talking about just the sale of women. Constitutes the third largest industry in the world.
dozens upon dozens of girls in a village of 3,000 people that are raped 5 to 10 times a day for money for the...
Every day, Americans are bombarded with hundreds of messages suggesting that the good life is attainable through the goods life by making lots of money and spending it on products that claim to make us happy, loved, and esteemed. On the news shows, we hear a near constant refrain from economists and politicians about the importance of consumer spending and economic growth. And around $150 billion are spent most years to embed consumer messages in every conceivable space, from TV shows and websites to public bathrooms and escalator handrails. Lately, marketers have even been paying actors to drop sales pitches into conversations in bars and city parks. Research consistently shows that the more that people value materialistic aspirations and goals, the lower their happiness and life satisfaction, and the fewer pleasant emotions they experience day to day. Depression, anxiety, and substance abuse also tend to be higher among people who value the aims encouraged by consumer society. When people are under the sway of materialism, they also focus less on caring for the earth. The same type of seesaw is at work here. As materialistic values go up, concern for nature tends to go down. Studies show that when people strongly endorse money, image, and status, they are less likely to engage in ecologically beneficial activities like riding bikes, recycling, and reusing things in new ways. The research shows that intrinsic values not only promote personal, social, and ecological well-being, but can also act to immunize people against materialism. It's that seesaw again. As intrinsic values go up, materialistic values tend to go down. But by making changes in our personal lives and by working for broader societal changes, we can break the hold of materialism and be freer to live our intrinsic values. That, in turn, would help us to take important steps toward greater personal well-being, a more humane society, and a more sustainable world.
Come and make till my heart becomes a home for you. Oh, come and make my heart your home. Come and be everything I am and all I know, and search me through. Let everything I do open up a door for you to come through, and my heart would be. Let everything I do open up a door for you to come through, and my heart would be, and then my heart will be a place where you wanna be. Come and make my heart, come and make it your home. Come and be everything.
We actually don't know our preferences that well. And because we don't know our preferences that well, we're susceptible to all of these influences from the external forces, the defaults, the particular options that are presented to us, and so on. One more example of this, people believe that when we deal with physical attraction, we see somebody and we know immediately whether we like them or not, attracted or not. This is why we have these 4-minute dates. So I decided to do this experiment with people. I'll show you graphic images of people, not real people. The experiment was with people. I showed some people a picture of Tom and a picture of Jerry, and I said, who do you want to date, Tom or Jerry? But for half the people, I added an ugly version of Jerry. I took Photoshop and I made Jerry slightly less attractive. The other people, I added an ugly version of Tom. And the question was, will ugly Jerry and ugly Tom help the respective more attractive brothers? And the answer was absolutely yes. When ugly Jerry was around, Jerry was popular. When ugly Tom was around, Tom was popular. This, of course, has two very clear implications for life in general. If you ever go bar hopping, who do you want to take with you? You want a slightly uglier version of yourself. Similar, but slightly uglier. And the second point, of course, is that if somebody else invites you, you know how they think about you. Now you're getting. What is the general point? The general point is that when we think about economics, we have this beautiful view of human nature. You know, what a piece of work is man, how noble in reason. We have this view of ourselves, of others. The behavioral economics perspective is slightly less generous to people. In fact, in medical terms, that's our view.